Law enforcement officers guilty of serious misconduct, things like excessive use of force, could soon see their badges stripped away.
Today, the state assembly passed a bill that would create a mandatory state license or certification for officers, a license that could then be revoked for bad behavior. News 8's Richard Allen has more on the local support behind the bill as well as the criticism it's facing.
Well, that's right. Even with the nationwide protest for police reform sparked by the murder of George Floyd last year, California remains one of only 4 states in the entire country without a way of decertifying its law enforcement officers.
We're behind. We have the responsibility to send this bill to the governor.
This bill, passed by the state assembly in a 46-18 vote Friday, means that law enforcement officers guilty of serious misconduct could permanently lose their badges.
This is not an anti-police bill. This is an accountability bill.
San Diego Assemblymember Dr. Akilah Weber, who carried the bill in the assembly, said that without accountability, law enforcement's bond with the community is broken.
A broken bond and distrust can lead to the events that we have seen all over this country and even in our state. Whether it was Ferguson, here in Sacramento, Los Angeles, or even in my city of La Mesa.
Under the bill, a special state commission would have the power to decertify an officer for serious misconduct, including excessive force, sexual assault, making false reports, or intimidating witnesses. Law enforcement organizations statewide have largely agreed the state needs a way of removing bad officers. The San Diego Police Officers Association saying we're not opposed to licensing as long as there's a fair process. But critics of the legislation have questioned that fairness, specifically the composition of the 9-member disciplinary board which would review the cases.
It is grossly unfair.
Murrieta Assemblymember Kelly Sayarto points out there would be only 2 law enforcement representatives, neither of whom would be rank-and-file officers.
None of the other 46 states have a similar composition for their oversight boards, but none of them are this lopsided.
Local community activist Tasha Williamson, though, counters this measure is critical to keeping genuinely bad officers from ever wearing the badge again.
Police officers who are rogue, reckless, and criminal should be decertified so that they cannot travel from law enforcement department to law enforcement department.
And this bill now goes to the state Senate for a final vote. That's expected before next Friday when the legislature adjourns for the year.